This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Visit GoCurrency.com. Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. And by Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Find out more at LibertyFirstCU.com.
We are here for a beautiful evening of some Corn Belt baseball here at Isaacson Field and Seymour Smith Park as the Haymakers are taking on the Bombers this evening for some lovely evening baseball here at Omaha High. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer here in the booth alongside Andy Klassen. Andy, it's going to be a great matchup tonight.
It really is. We've got picture-perfect weather once again here, as you mentioned, at J.J. Isaacson Field. Field's in great condition. Caught a little bit of rain earlier. Some storms blew through. We're in the clear now, though. Haymakers actually won a game earlier today over the Crop Dusters 5-3. Can they keep that high going? Bombers actually coming off a loss where they got bombed by the Black Sox back on Tuesday, 8-1. Can they bounce back? Maybe they'll catch a little break here in that the Haymakers already played a game earlier today. They're not going to be as rested. This might be a good opportunity for the Bombers to get back on track.
Absolutely, Andy. And like you mentioned, today the Haymakers just came off of a win, 5-3, beating the Crop Dusters. We're going to see if they can keep the bats hot, keeping it alive. We'll be back with the pregame starting lineups here after the break.
The pregame show is sponsored by Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
We're back here at J.J. Isaacson Field, Seymour Park. Haymakers taking on the Bombers. Let's get into our starting lineup, brought to you by Piedmontese Beef, Italian heritage breed, Nebraska raised perfection. And we'll go ahead with the Haymakers. We got shortstop Eliste. We have left field, we got Doty. Small at the right field position. Golden as the designated hitter, batting fourth. Sherrill at third base. We got Swanson center field. Moore first base. We got Kirkland at second base. Reeser as another designated hitter. We got Bishop as catcher. And, of course, going over to the Bombers. Looking at the Bombers, we got Madsen at left field. We got Avers as the designated hitter, right, coming in. And then Barnett, Allen, Mick Alexander, Davis, Poston, Ferris, and Einzel. And, of course, pitching today, the other Davis will be coming in on the mound, so we'll try not to get those confused. Andy, are we looking forward to anything?
Yes, we are. You notice how there's a lot of players in the Bombers wearing those clean yellow and black uniforms. Well, a lot of those guys play their collegiate ball for Wayne State College, so their hats are a perfect match. That's one of the unique things with the Corn Belt League. A lot of times these Nebraska teams can kind of pair up and work on their chemistry with one another. And their starting pitcher, as you mentioned, Mr. Davis, Cade Davis, is actually from Nebraska City. So one of the local kids taking the bump here tonight. We'll see what this Wildcat can do.
And it looks like the Haymakers are going to start off in the box. To get us started, we have Eliste, who will be leading off for us, the shortstop. As we are just moments away from the first pitch, we're looking at a beautiful, clear Omaha skyline. just a perfect day for some baseball.
Yeah, a few clouds setting over top, giving us some shade. You're starting to see some of those shades already casting across the infield around home plate. That's always something that these hitters, these batters, kind of have to deal with these afternoon, evening games, is how each inning those shadows kind of change, and you got to pick that ball up coming out of the pitcher's hand, in and out of those shadows in between the pitcher's mound and home plate.
We are just moments away for waiting for Jake Eltiste to take the plate and get us leaded off this evening.
Mentioned how the Bombers are wearing that yellow and gold, and a lot of them wear yellow and gold for Wayne State. Same can be said for the Haymakers. Quite a few Midland University Warriors on the team, and obviously with a predominant color for Midland University is that orange, so they're looking pretty clean matching that uniform up. You kind of feel like these guys, they take their look a little bit, that drip, right? That's what the youngins say now, that drip, they bring it to the diamond.
Absolutely, I love it. And like you said, they're kind of paying homage to their universities, of course, coming from college and spending their time in the summer playing some ball. And here comes the leadoff hitter, Jake Eltiste, for the Haymakers. So Eltiste will get us leaded off. Kicks and deals, first pitch. Sees it through, strike one. Now we're looking at 0-1 for Eltiste.
Excellent location there. And look at how Davis just gets right back into his windup. Same pitch, low corner fastball. That's great location early on here for Cade Davis, finding his spots. That low outside corner, but still on the plate.
Eltiste tried to take a bite, reaching a little bit, unable to get it, 0-2. Fouls that one away down the first base line. So we're still sitting at 0-2.
And you just saw 3 straight fastballs in that low and away spot. Love that for the pitcher. If you can locate that well and get that pitch to work for you, that's awfully difficult for the hitter to get around to.
LT staring down the diamond at an 0-2. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to short. Went right through the hands, and there's a hit for Eltiste.
Total defensive swing there, but hey, you put the ball in play, good things will happen, right, Andrew? And that's exactly what happened for Eltiste. Able to poke one through between third base and shortstop there. A slow roller, infield hit.
And jock that one up for an error for the Haymakers. Now up next to bat, we have Doty. Potential steal situation here for Eltiste. Sees that one through. And now we got a 1-0.
Jackson Doty taking that first pitch. Not a bad idea, but Davis went right back to that inside fastball. He knows outside fastball for a right-handed batter, but right in on the hands for a lefty.
Kicks and deals, a 1-0 steal situation.
Uh-oh.
Eltiste. Ball gets just too far, mishandled. Just throws a little bit off there, and Eltiste will get the steal.
Really nice job back up there. Second baseman getting over the top. I think that's Jacob Aberg doing a nice job because that throw was offline.
Here's Doty looking at a 2-0. Eltiste on second. And there's a fly ball deep to center field. It looks like they come up with it. 1 out, down, and Eltiste is going to go to third. And Eltiste is able to make it there safely. So
Excellent.
1 down for the Bombers. Eltiste on third.
And that was just a really nice job of base running, understanding that that was a shallow fly ball, kind of in between, in the gap there, but just hustled back to second base, didn't do that lead off, wait and see thing. No, get back to the base, tag up, motor on over to third.
Right down the middle. 0-1.
Haymakers have a pretty good opportunity here with what's been happening at the plate. You know, a pop up and kind of a could have been a ground out, but now you got a guy 90 feet away after the stolen base and tag up.
And this is Dane Small. Takes the second pitch. We got a count tied at 1.
And Dane Small, 3-hitter, utility guy, versatile guy. All he has to do is poke one out in the outfield.
The 1-1.
There it is.
Fly ball up to center field. Eltis waits on third, and the ball is hauled in. Eltis hesitates a little bit there on third. Decides to not go.
Probably made the right decision there. McAlexander did a really nice job timing that one up, catching it on the right side of his body, and he was gearing up. He was ready to rifle that one home.
So Bombers 2 down, trying to get out of a jam. Up next for the Haymakers, we have Ryan Golden, the catcher.
And that's where the base running from Eltis has been so critical here in this top of the first. Stealing second base, tagging up, getting to third. Now he's get 2 chances, 2 batters here to get himself home. Give these number 3, 4 hole hitters a chance for that RBI.
First pitch in the dirt. Looking down at a 1-0. Fires away, pitch just low once more. Here's the 2-0.
Didn't miss by much there, Andrew. I really like what Cade Davis is doing, working the lower half of that strike zone. He's not getting anything elevated, you know, up into the wheelhouse of some of these power hitters.
Definitely a safety net are those low fastballs. As he takes a rip on one there into second base, and he secures it for the third and final out.
Fantastic job by Cade Davis, you know, using his defense to get himself out of a little bit of trouble there with the runner making it to third base early in that first inning.
So the Bombers making their way out of a jam, a 4-3 final out. As now we await. And we'll be right back with the bottom half of the first inning.
Woodhouse Chevy is making car buying better. Now with 2 convenient locations in Missouri Valley, Iowa, and our newest location in Omaha at 112th and Dodge. Plus, going on now, receive up to $6,000 off MSRP on the 2023 Chevy Silverado. Visit us in-store or online anytime to shop our current offers and inventory. Find new roads with Woodhouse Chevy in Missouri Valley and now in Omaha.
Back here at Isaacson Field in Seymour Smith Park. And we're leading off for the Bombers.
I believe it's going to be Camden Madsen, one of these outfielders, speedy guys for the Bombers. And you saw with the Haymakers how Elstey was able to get himself on base, and then he really did a nice job of base running, gave his offense an opportunity for a couple of RBI opportunities there. Didn't work out for the Haymakers. Will it work out for the Bombers? As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, coming off a loss on Tuesday, looking to get back on track, pick up a W here on Thursday Night Baseball, presented by News Channel Nebraska.
You got that right, Andy, as we await the leadoff for bottom half of the first inning. And here comes Madsen, Camden Madsen.
Another Wayne State guy we mentioned, Camden Madsen.
And he is rocking the yellow. And I don't know if that's coincidental or maybe a majority of the team decided they wanted Wayne State colors, but
we've seen that a couple of years now in a row where a lot of Bombers come from that Wayne State College.
First pitch inside as Madsen stares down a 1-0.
Excellent comeback pitch there for Barnes. Getting inside on that right-handed batter.
One kicks and deals. Goes a little bit high and away there. Trying to do some damage control, see if he'll bite, to no avail. 2-1. There's a grounder to short. Making a throw to first, and does he have him? Yes. First out for the Haymakers. 6-3, and 1 down.
My goodness, you see Sherrill there with the arm. That was a laser on a rope after the scoop. And that allows your shortstops to play back a little bit when you got a gun like that from the 6th spot.
Now up to bat for the Bombers. We got Jacob Aber, left fielder from Peru State College.
Hey, there we go. I'm an old Peru State Bobcat. Love to see that.
Aberg takes the first pitch, 1-0.
Oh.
Woo. Hit him a little bit there. He'll take first.
Barnes has been, he pitched both of those right-handed batters inside. That one just a little too inside, but not surprised with an old Peru State Bobcat taking one for the team there, getting himself on base. Just one of those attitudes we Bobcats have, Andrew.
And now up, first baseman Carson Wright of Dodge City. Pitch a little high, 1-0.
There's one thing you could talk about Barnes. He's really leaving a lot of these pitches elevated high up in the zone.
Here's Carson Wright at the 1-0. Tries to take a crack at it to no avail. Just a reminder, you guys, this first inning sponsor is brought to you by USAFE Pharmacy. Brought to you by USAFE Pharmacy, detected to the well-being of our customers.
Last 3, maybe 4 pitches here for Barnes. They've been high and inside. That one way out of the zone and way off the plate.
There's ball 4. And so 2 walks in a row for Barnes as Nick Barnett, the first baseman of Wayne State College, will take the plate. Try to get some runs in with runners on first and second. And it looks like they're going to have a quick chat with Barnes.
And this is where Barnett, he can be selective. Only 1 out. You got a couple runners on base, guy on second, scoring position. And Barnes really just needs to settle down, hone in, and really get his location back in the zone. That's dangerous, Andrew, leaving those balls up in the zone like that.
Right, you are, and with 2 on, it's a dangerous situation here, but it looks like took the word of advice from the catcher, went a little too low. You want to keep him low, but you don't want him in the dirt.
A little overcorrection there, maybe.
And so 1-0, runners on 1 and 2. Kicks, deals, a little too high, and just an automatic right there.
Yeah, and you saw the movement on that pitch. Looked like he was going for maybe a curveball change-up. Didn't quite get the handle on it.
Almost looked like he was trying to graze the top of the zone.
Right.
Have something maybe drop in last second, but wild pitch advances the runners in scoring position, and Bombers have a chance to score some runs here.
Barnett is licking his chops.
Barnett sees that one through.
A cleanup hitter from Wayne State. I mean, I know it's 3-0. A lot of times you like to take that pitch. But you got 2 guys here in scoring position. If he gives me a slow fastball down the pipe, I might try and do some damage.
3-0 sees it through strike one.
That's not a bad idea either. I always like to take a pitch at that 3-0 count. Here we go, 3-1. You know Barnes has to bring it again.
Here's the 3-1,
Oh.
hits him once more. Barnes hitting his second batter. And the way things are looking, Barnes has got to be careful or else he might see the end of the night here.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Not the start he wanted. And he's fortunate that no runs have come across home plate here. Head coach Wes King has just shouted some orders at his number 5 hole batter here. And interesting to have been a fly on the wall there because 1 out, bases loaded.
Sitting in the box now, left fielder Gage Allen. With bases loaded, Allen has the opportunity to get the Bombers some runs here. And like you said, licking his chops like last time. You got to be hungry for those.
Yeah, I think what head coach King was saying is be selective. You're our 5 hole hitter. You're one of our best. This is a prime opportunity. Don't just go up there hacking.
That ball a bit inside.
Boy, and I tell you what, Easton Barnes, I mean, it's inside. It's high. You saw one in the dirt just a moment ago. It's been tough sledding so far.
Here's the 3-0. Walks another batter once more, and that'll bring in the first run for the Bombers. And you have to expect a mound visit at least sometime soon.
I think you're seeing assistant coach Zach Young heading out there right now. Looks like the entire infield is going to be coming in here. Think we can send it to break?
Absolutely. As they take a little break here, we'll take a break as well. We'll be back with some Corn Belt League baseball.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs. All backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
And we're back, and it looks like Coach Young decided to keep Barnes on the mound here. As Barnes tries to regain his composure.
He's 1 pitch away. That double play ball, all he has to do is get one on the ground here.
There's a pitch.
Andrew, I like this from Coach, head coach Dwayne Hosey and assistant coach Zach Young. Let the young man here, Easton Barnes, try and pitch himself out of trouble here. This is a developmental league, a collegiate summer league. These situations that you can carry over to your regular season with you, but you never know how you're going to respond or react to a situation like this until you go through it. And that's what this league allows these players to do throughout the summer. And there's a really nice pitch right down the pipe.
Barnes finally picks up his first strike after that mound visit. Not the count you really want right now, but 3-1. We'll see if he can make deal with what he's got. And there, once more, folks, is another walk from Easton Barnes.
And Mick Alexander gets to pick up the RBI there, the easy way. And all right, I think we're going to see a change. A lot of multiple arms in the bullpen here for the Haymakers as we see Zach Young assistant coach for the Haymakers, trot back out to the mound here.
Yeah, and I'm pretty confident in saying Barnes' night is over. We'll be back with a quick break with more Corn Belt baseball.
Experience what banking local feels like. Bank of the Valley is owned and managed by the people within our community. This means our decisions are made right here by people who care about you and the communities we serve. Knowing our customers personally helps our experienced team provide the best solutions as your banking needs and goals change. Stop into our newest branch in Schuyler, Nebraska, or visit any of our other bank locations in person or online. Bank of the Valley. Together, we go further.
Looks like Clay Mitchell is going to be taking the mound here for the Haymakers. And not, you mentioned it there, Andrew, not the start the Haymakers want to get off to here. He's going to be pitching from the stretch. Looks like he's got a really nice delivery, clean, smooth delivery. I'm going to go back to it. If you just work the bottom half of the zone, much like Cade Davis has done for the Bombers, you're more liable to work a ground ball. And in this situation, that double play, that's a pitcher's best friend, and that really helps you get out of a jam such as this. You're still okay, only down 2, but things could get out of hand in a hurry if you leave a couple of pitches elevated high. It's still within that strike zone.
And we're sitting here bottom of the second. Bombers are ahead 2-0 with only 1 away. Haymakers deciding to go for a mound change. Mitchell Clay from Midland University. Like you said, Andy has that smooth fastball pitch. As they'll come in and try to clean up the damage here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, and it's still just the bottom of the first, actually. We've been here for a little while, but that's because we've seen a couple walks, a couple batters hit by pitch. Obviously not the outing that Easton Barnes was looking for the Haymakers, but he's one of these guys that does a number of things for his ball club. He's a pitcher, first baseman, also plays some outfield, so versatile guy, just tough outing on the mound here tonight.
So Cade Davis in the box, Mitchell Clay trying to work out of a jam, bases loaded. We look down a 1-0 count, kicks, deals.
And you can see a couple notches notched up here as far as the velocity goes from Mitchell Clay.
Now sitting at a 2-0. Just a little bit high, no strike called. 3-0 for Clay.
And Bishop tried to frame that for the umpire to get the strike. There it is.
Avoids putting on yet another walk. As we see our first strike, 3-1 the count.
And this is Cade Davis. He's also from Nebraska City, brother to the pitcher Colt Davis, starting pitcher for the Bombers.
So we have a little sibling rivalry going on here. And there's a ground ball into third base. Tags the runner at third. And it looks like he's just going to let that run come through. And so now 2 away. Bombers are going to go up 3-0.
Drew Miller did a really nice job fielding that, then being aware of what was happening around him. Didn't have enough time to try and fire it home, just took the for sure out, got that second out at third base with the force. And there's that grounder I was talking about. Nice comeback pitch there for Clay, working that ground ball.
And with runners on first and second in the box, Josh Poston. Two away, Mitchell Clay trying to just beg for this inning to be over.
There's a well-executed pitch.
Now the count's looking more in Clay's favor as he's mounted 0-2. There's a ball popped up to second, right under it, no problem. As the Haymakers finally get out of the first inning, allowing 3 runs, not ideal. But we'll be back with the second inning. You're watching Corn Belt Baseball on News Channel Nebraska.
Spring is here. For farmers, making safety a priority this planting season can be the difference between life and death. Always look out for power lines before exiting the cab, when loading and transporting machinery, and when raising or unfolding equipment. Keep equipment at least 20 feet from power lines and use a spotter when possible. Be aware of what's overhead. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
Water. It dries quickly, doesn't produce a good soap lather, and leaves you with spotting on dishes, scaling on faucets, and soap scum. If you have hard water, your problems could all be solved with a call to John Henry's. We'll send a certified service professional to help you find the appropriate water softener to eliminate your hard water problems. Not only will showering feel nicer, but your dishes will be spot-free, your clothes will be softer and brighter, and you can finally stop buying bottled water. Tired of hard water? Call John Henry's today.
Back here, J.J. Isaacson Field at Seymour Smith Park. Top of the second inning. We got the Bombers up over the Haymakers, 3 runs to nothing. As now up to bat for the Haymakers, Drew Miller, the third baseman from Southwestern Community College. And leading off for the Haymakers, trying to get some runs going.
Yeah, he had a really nice play over there in the hot corner, third base, getting that second out, scooping it up, and not doing anything questionable, trying to fire it home, make a hero play or anything like that. Understanding where the runners were at and getting that force out.
Second pitch just a little low and away. Count tied at 1.
Another well-executed pitch. That Davis is really leaning on his fastball, and I love what he's doing with it. Once again, that looked like it was a little bit on the outside corner of the plate, away from Miller.
Miller batting over 500 on the season as he fouls that one away.
And that's just a nice piece of hitting, staying alive. It might not have been the pitch he was looking for or one to try and hit, looking to generate a hit with, but he was able to get bat on ball, foul it off, staying at the bat.
There's a ground ball to short. Easy play over to first, and barely, but he gets it. And that's one down for the Bombers.
Barnett, the Wayne State first baseman, heck of a job picking that one up out of the dirt, helping his shortstop out there, making it look easy, making it look routine. And I tell you what, Davis has been pounding the strike zone. He's relentless. Jammed up Miller there on the inside half of the plate after throwing him 2 or 3 straight outside, low and away.
Up next for the Haymakers, David Swanson. As that ball's chipped and fielded by the third base over to first.
Got him.
Got him once more. So 2 down for the Bombers after some good defensive fielding.
Just fantastic, fantastic job. Look at the high hop here and how he got the leather on it on the short hop there and just came up thrown a little unorthodox. Didn't have time for that full crow hop. Just a fantastic play there by the third baseman of the Bombers.
And that brings up Josh Moore, first baseman from Northeastern Junior College.
It was Gage Allen, guy that was added later on after the initial lineups were made for the Bombers. I think they're pretty happy they added old Gage Allen to their lineup here.
Outside, count 1-1. Kick steals. Here's the 1-1.
Oh, that was close. I keep going back to it, Andrew, but Davis has excellent control right now, working the outside portions of the plate, regardless if it's a lefty or a righty up to bat.
You can really see the confidence stemming from Davis on the mound. As he's, the pressure's off, there's no one on, and Bombers have the lead, and, there's really not a whole lot at stake at the moment with 2 down.
Right. That really does help. That's an excellent point there, Andrew. It really helps the psyche of a pitcher when his offense goes to work with him, especially early in the game, getting him 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning. That helps out quite a bit.
And with that confidence, Davis seems to be more in control of his pitches. But now as we look down to 3-1, he knows he's going to have to bring the heat. And, it's almost like I spoke too soon. I guess the go-ahead goes on base, and Haymakers got one on.
That was a pretty darn good at bat there from Josh Moore, the big left-handed traditional first baseman there for the Haymakers. Fought off a couple pitches, stayed alive, worked the walk. Got himself on base.
And that brings up the outfielder Ben Kirkland from Midland University. That's down the middle, strike 1.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see Cade Davis get too far away from that fastball, and why would you? The location has been on point thus far.
Bombers trying to make it out of the inning with 2 away. There's the 0-1, a ground ball right up the middle. Tries to glove it, doesn't have it, as that'll advance the runners.
You saw Davis try to go back and get that one, just wasn't in the cards for him.
So with 2 away, runners on first and second. That brings up Cade Reeser, first baseman from Dawson Community College. Reeser batting a 1-1-1 so far this season.
And you saw Colt Davis nearly get his glove on it there, the pitcher for the Bombers. So another opportunity here for Reeser. Haymakers could get one back here.
Davis checks. Fouled away.
Yeah, just a little late there. Reeser was a little late getting around on that one. Also got kind of tied up, right? It was in on his hands.
When you're Davis, you're not too worried. I mean, you still have the potential plays at any base at this point to get the 3rd out, but...
Right.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. 1-2.
And Colt Davis, starting pitcher, as you mentioned, he's also doing a really nice job of using his defense. You can see when you're a high volume, high strike type of guy, and you like to use that low in the zone fastball, a lot of times you're going to be leaning on your defense.
1-2. Strike 3. Cade Reeser took a swing at it, and that's going to sit him down, get the 3rd out for the Bombers. And we'll be right back with the bottom of the 2nd.
No matter what your age, skill level, or position, your baseball season begins at the Strike Zone. Featuring state-of-the-art batting cages, group and private instruction, the Strike Zone provides athletes all the training and equipment you need to get your game to the next level. Give the gift of development to your baseball or softball player. Purchase your Strike Zone gift cards today. Baseball never ends at the Strike Zone.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Back here, bottom of the second. Bombers have a 3-0 lead as they'll take another look at the plate. Leading off, Dalton Farron, left fielder from Simpson College. Haymakers still rocking with Mitchell Clay.
And we're actually going to get a look at Clay in his full windup here. Obviously had to come in and relieve that past inning, get himself out, get his team out of a jam, out of some trouble there. Now he gets to go with this full windup, entering the bottom of the second inning.
And here comes Dalton Farron for the Bombers. First pitch is ball one. Takes a hack at it, fouls away down the third base line.
Felt like Farron was sitting on that inside fastball. He got it, turned on it just a little earlier, ripped it foul.
Another ball from Clay. Farron batting a 1.25 on the season. There's a high ball beamed right in the left field, back and caught. There we go. Play made for the Haymakers as one out is down.
Doty took a step, maybe a step and a half in, then thought, oh boy, I got to get back, got it, tracked it down, got the first out here. That's a big out for the Haymakers coming off that last inning where they gave up 3 runs.
And a great play from Doty, like you said, got back, got under it, and from a potentially big hit, took it away.
Yeah, it would have been extra bases for sure had that got over his head.
So that brings up Aaron Einzel.
Einzel just a little behind Clay's fastball right now. He saw it again.
Takes a swing at it. That will lead the count to 1-2. Just want to let you guys know this second inning sponsor is brought to you by Faith Regional Physician Services. When hard work hits you hard, have faith. Einzel looking at a 1-2. Wild pitch hits the backstop. Go roll right back to the catcher. Doesn't even have to move.
That's what you can do, though, when you get ahead in the count. Go ahead and let one rip, see if you can get a guy fishing.
There's a grounder to third, scooped up. Head on over to first. Wild pitch. Does he have it? He's safe. Einzel in for a base hit. Sent the first baseman up and over the bag.
Give Josh Moore a lot of credit there, the way he went up and got it and then came down with the swipe tag. Even kind of sold it there that, hey, I think I might have got something there. Blue saw it a little bit different, though. We got a base runner.
And if that was probably an inch higher, would have went right over his glove, and that could have been extra bases.
That's a good point. Elevated, went up there and made the play.
First pitch, 1-0. And here comes the steal.
Nice throw.
And does he have him? Yes.
Bishop says, not today. No free passes to second base. Might have had one earlier in the first inning. That one was right on line in front of the bag, exactly where the defensive second baseman was looking for it.
That's just bread and butter from the catcher. Great spot with the ball as Einzel gets caught stealing.
And Ben Kirkland with a really nice tag, too.
It's now Camden Madsen looking at a 2-0. 2-0 pitch.
Oh.
Flirting with the inside baseline a little bit there.
Oh, movement on that one.
Madsen says, was that ball 4, I believe?
Give him a free pass.
And now that brings up Jacob Aberg.
Aberg, another Peru State Bobcat, enters the box. You know, I got a soft spot for my old alumni.
Jacob Aberg with the 2.73 so far on the season.
And he laid off. He took that first pitch, but I'll tell you what, that was pretty darn close.
1-0 for Aberg. Climbs the ladder, sees it through. Count 2-0. There's a 2-0 count. 2-1.
Yeah, Mitchell Clay's, he's obviously a rhythm pitcher, doesn't waste much time, much motion up there, wasted motion, but you almost feel like with 3 straight balls here, he just needs to settle down, maybe take a moment for himself, gather his thoughts, fire a strike here.
That's a good point, Andy. Mitchell wants to be careful, doesn't want to draw his second walk in a row, but does just that.
Yeah, and much like Barnes, you know, the pitcher in front of him, he's leaving a lot of these fastballs or even the changeups elevated high in the zone, and that's if you're going to miss, Andrew, that's not where you want to miss, leaving one high up in the zone like that.
And that, like you said, high in the zone, that's danger territory if you're just...
Carson Wright, the 3-hole hitter, first base, outfielder for the Bombers, does a little of both. Boy, he got the pitch he was looking for, just unable to connect.
And there's a high shot into center field. As the shortstop gets under it, makes the grab. There's out number 3.
Fantastic play there by Sherrill. Tracking it down over the shoulder to get the Haymakers back on the pine at bat.
And damage control is the word to use for this inning. We'll be back with the bottom of the second.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams. Financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
Have you ever wondered what's behind the doors of Valley Vet Fashion Direct in Marysville? See, this isn't just a vet supply store. They carry a large selection of all kinds of boots, work, fashion, or casual, for all ages. Make sure you check out the sales selection to steal a deal. Perfect your look with a variety of jeans, shirts, and accessories. And if you can't find your size in the store, chances are they have it in their huge warehouse. Valley Vet Fashion Direct on Highway 36 in Marysville, open 7 days a week.
We're back here as we get a look at Cade Davis.
Or is that Colt Davis?
Or Colt Davis,
yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, we got the brothers on the same
Yep.
team. So Colt Davis at the mound here. You know, their mother's probably laughing about that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I already called Colt Cade once or twice here. So.
So we're back with the top of the third. Leading off for the Haymakers, Jason Bishop, the catcher from Midland University.
Boy, and he had a fantastic gun down stolen base attempt in the bottom of the second. Really helped his team out because the Bombers got that initial runner on. He was able to erase that blemish, gunning him down, trying to steal.
Like you said, Bishop threw an absolute dot over to second, just perfect placement.
Yeah.
Swings at it 0-2. And we've seen Davis, his confidence has been there all evening.
Yeah. Just doing a really nice job working especially with the right-handed batter, that low and outside fastball.
Oh, 2 for Bishop. Davis, like you said earlier, Andy, when you're in those counts, those 0-2 counts, you can kind of just let anything go.
Yeah.
Try to get him to bite.
You really can. Do you want to work on your changeup? You want to throw a curveball, something really low out of the zone? You don't want to do that, though.
And when he had the count in his advantage, Colt Davis strikes Bishop on the arm. Bishop will trot over to first.
I mean, I like his thought process, and he's done that a couple of times now, working the inside portion of the plate, especially on the right-handed hitters. But that time, got away from him, got ahead in the count. That's frustrating. We're going to see a pitch runner here. Looks
Probably going to take a look at
Cade Ritchie is going to enter the game here. That was the courtesy runner for the starting catcher, Jason Bishop.
Bishop's probably going to go get that arm looked at. That brings up Jake Eltiste.
Tell you what, I was never a catcher, but running the bases is one of my favorite parts of the game. I would have said thanks. No thanks, coach. I'm going to stay in here.
Eltiste looking out a 1-0. Davis. Nice ground ball hit to first. Only went about 2 feet in front of the catcher. It's those easy plays that you take advantage of, and Aberg did just that.
Yeah, Aberg did a nice job not trying to, once again, make the hero play and fire it down to second base where, you know, you had infielders charging, covering, not quite there. So just go ahead and take the easy out, take the for sure out down the first base line.
And a good job from Aberg. Try not to do anything too crazy, like you said, able to just get the automatic out.
How many times have you heard, get that first out in the inning? That's the most important out. Go ahead and allow the base runner to advance, but get that out.
And there's a ground ball to right field. Well hit by Jackson Doty.
Oh,
and
here we go.
Coming around third into home. And there's the play that Bishop wanted. Caught him going for home, and 2 away for the Bombers, excuse me.
And was that Cade Davis out there in right field helping his brother out? I think it was.
We take a look here at our Bank of the Valley instant replay.
Excellent scoop and throw all in one motion. Throw got there in plenty of time for Aberg to corral it and administer the tag.
And with 2 down, Bishop gets the hero play that you were talking about just a couple couple batters later.
You know, you do the right things in baseball, and the game just has a way of paying you back for doing the right thing consistently. And as you mentioned right there, things kind of came full circle for the defense of the Bombers.
Pitch outside, up in the box, Dane Small. Small looking down the diamond, runner on second. There's a ground ball to short. Easy play over to first. And that's the 3rd out. So the Bombers survive the inning after the heroic play from Bishop with the tag at home. We'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd.
It's in our passion. It's in our achievements. It's in our architecture and our heritage. It's in the way we innovate and discover. It's how we engage and inspire. It's time to experience it for yourself. Peru State College. See what's in it for you.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Custom Sports. Represent your school and look good doing it with Custom Sports.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're here at the grill, waiting for the flip.
He has a great hot lie here on the grill. Looks like he is going with the tongs here, Jim. A great choice.
Timing is everything.
Nailed it!
A flip for the ages.
What a flip. Perfect marks. I'd take a slice out of that one.
Certified Piedmontese, real Nebraska beef. So tender and dripping in flavor, you won't believe a steak this good can be shipped right to your front door.
Here we are, bottom of the third. J.J. Isaacson Field, Seymour Smith Park. You're watching Core Belt Baseball on News Channel Nebraska. Andrew Pfeiffer with you, alongside Andy Klassen.
And I gotta clean up a mistake there. It was Carson Wright, the right fielder, that came up with that big-time play, the scoop and throw at home plate, saving a run and getting the out. You know, it's easy to get romantic about baseball. I thought it was Cade Davis helping his brother out at the pitcher spot there, Colt. Not the case. Saw that purple hat, thought, oh, is he wearing his old Nebraska City Pioneers hat there from the high school days? No, that wasn't what was going on.
And as we take a look at the mound, we have a new pitcher out for the Haymakers, Hayden Crawford. From Midland University, Mitchell Clay will be done for the evening.
And Hayden Crawford, he plays catcher, first base, third base, and I guess he's a relief pitcher as well. Andrew, as he enters the game here, bottom of the third.
Jack of all trades, they probably have him there. He might have some heat under his arm.
Obvious relief pitcher style here, going from the stretch. Kind of a low leg kick. Pretty direct route right to home plate.
As that ball's chopped on, fouled away, 0-1. And there's a pop-up fly ball, center field. And the catch is made, and out number one.
And mission accomplished thus far for Crawford. Throw strikes, a couple of strikes to open his pitching debut here tonight.
As we bring up our next batter, we'd like to bring you the third inning sponsor, Strike Zone. Train here, compete anywhere.
Oh, that looked good. I'm surprised the umpire didn't call a strike on that.
Crawford, what it seemed like you said, Andy, that was a good-looking ball. Maybe the ump was seeing it too high in the zone. I mean, he's got the better eye, obviously, than we do.
Right. And you're starting to see more and more shadows cast across the infield, so that's more for these hitters to kind of deal with as the baseball enters in and out of these shadows on its path to home plate.
Up at the plate, we have Gage Allen. Allen out of Ventura College. Takes the walk.
4 straight balls. Gage Allen doing a really nice job being selective, and you know, once he got ahead in the count there, I think his mindset was, I'm going to force Crawford to throw one across the plate, and never happened, so he got a free pass to first base.
That brings up Tyson Alexander, outfielder from Simpson College. With one on, goes on the bunt, right down third baseline.
Oh,
a
beautiful.
Perfect bunt. That was beautiful.
Drew Miller was playing back on it, the third baseman. Then they tried to let it roll foul, and it stayed right on the turf. Just what an execution there. It initially looked like we're just trying to move a base runner, 90 feet closer, get him in scoring position with only one out, and that might have been the case. However, just a fantastic bunt laid down by Tyson, Mick Alexander.
And that brings up Kay Davis, and there's a shot to left field. Right under it, though, to no avail. Runners are going to stay. And going back on that bunt, it's almost like when you're golfing and you try to pitch it up, wedge it up onto the green, and it just rolls and stops. That's exactly what that ball did down the third baseline. Just beautiful placement.
Oh, what was that back in the day on Xbox? Tiger Woods golf, right, where you're hitting that button, rolling it back, kind of directing where it goes.
Got that ultimate backspin there. As Josh Poston.
That's a pass ball. That was not a foul ball. Good job by the base runners being aware of the situation. You had Allen scoot on over to third. Mick Alexander behind him gets to second. Going back to that last pop-up, Doty did a nice job, the left fielder, Jackson Doty, of getting underneath of it and catching it right off of the bat. Oh, no. Another hit batter.
Oh, gosh, and Crawford strikes Poston. Now bases are loaded. Allen and Mick Alexander in scoring position. As that brings up Dalton Farron for his second at-bat of the night.
Feels like a big moment of the game, doesn't it? You're only up by 3 runs. There's 2 outs. You kind of bust this one wide open. Give yourself some breathing room here. But there is 2 outs, and we do have head coach Wes King talking to Dalton Farron, his shortstop here tonight, number 9 hole hitter. You're also going to see a courtesy runner come in to first base.
Dalton Farron has an opportunity to put up some more runs here for the Bombers, but with 2 outs down, it's a very likely possibility now. Bringing in 2, so a 2-run RBI for Dalton Farron, as now the Bombers lead 5-0.
And how about it? Farron sitting on that first pitch fastball, got it, hit a chopper by the third baseman. Good for 2 RBIs, right? That's exactly what you wanted to see there. And you're also getting offense from the bottom half of your lineup. Everything going right now for the Bombers.
Up the plate, here's Einzel once more. Pressure's off. Here comes the steal to third. Over the head. Could he take home? He does. Coming home. And without a problem, Bombers go up 1 more as Luke Tillman gets it done.
That's why you bring in a, a pinch runner, a courtesy runner. You get some speed out there. Tillman might have been gunned down, but it was just a kind of a tough play there all the way around. As you had that pass ball just kind of going away from the catcher to his left the entire way. May have overthrown it just a little bit, did Jason Bishop, as he was going to his left and throwing to his left.
Bombers now up 6-0. At the bottom of the third after putting up 3 runs.
Boy, that's how close it was. Farron with that chopper between, shortstop and third, that easily could have been the third ground out to get out of the inning, and you could have left it just up 3. You would have had Crawford getting himself out of trouble. Hayden Crawford, the third pitcher we've seen thus far for the Haymakers. Ball gets through the infield. You see a pass ball. Another run comes across. Kind of opens things up here, 6-0. And we're only in the bottom of the third.
So Einzel.
Nice pitch.
Struck out right in front of my eyes. It happened so fast I couldn't even register, but Einzel takes a seat as that's the third out. Third and final out as we move to the top of the 4th inning. We'll take a quick break.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones, and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
Back here, top of the fourth, you're watching Corn Belt Baseball on NCN. Ryan Goulden, the leadoff for the Haymakers. First pitch. Take ball one. As Colt Davis will see his fourth inning.
Just kind of a traditional, tall, lanky right-hander, has that high leg kick, optimizing that velocity and follow through to home plate.
There's strike two, count 1-2
and
for Golden, the catcher out of Marshalltown Community College.
Yeah, you mentioned it, just kind of been on cruise control, right? Defense helping him out.
Davis hasn't had much to deal with as far as defensive play goes. His pitches have been relatively on target. He's calm and relaxed, and when you're up 6-0, you know, the pressure's definitely off.
Right, right. And his offense really helped him out, too. Mentioned the defense, but his offense, putting a 3 spot up in the bottom half of that first inning, that really helps the psyche of a pitcher out as well. You know, a lot of these guys that throw a lot of heat, they're like, it doesn't matter. I can perform. I can do this. I can do that. But you know it does help when your offense has your back and gives you some breathing room.
It makes the difference between as to why, you know, the Bombers are up 6 runs. And there's the pitch as Golden takes the walk.
Not the way Mr. Davis wanted to start the top of the fourth here. Give Golden a lot of credit. One of the catchers for the Haymakers getting himself on board.
That brings up David Swanson from the University of Sioux Falls. Runner on first, Davis. That'll be strike one.
Yeah, Davis has had a lot of action, or Miller has had a lot of action, the batter over at third base. He's seen some hard hit balls come his way, and a couple of them snuck through between him and the shortstop position, Farron, as well.
Swanson looking at an 0-1, now an 0-2. So we see 2 strikes in a row from Davis after the walk.
Yeah, Davis hasn't got too far away from that strike zone here.
Here's the 0-2, kicks, deals. There's a shot to center field, drops perfectly in for a base hit. As Drew Miller goes ahead and advances the runner, gets on base.
That's an excellent piece of hitting right there from Miller. Stayed down on that ball, didn't try to do too much with it, took it right back up the middle. As you mentioned, dropped it in over the shortstop's head and well in front of the center fielder. And here we go. Haymakers get their first 2 batters on base. They're in business.
So Miller with a nice base hit. That brings up David Swanson. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Fouled away. So we move to 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Davis. Swung on and missed. Strike 2.
Davis still has a little velocity to his fastball. Just ask David Swanson down there. A little behind there.
Here's the 1-2 from Davis. Here's a high fly ball to left field. Getting under it's a shortstop, makes the easy play. 1 out down for the Bombers.
Really good communication there between Farron and the left fielder, Camden Madsen. Madsen laying off, allowing Dalton Farron to just stay in his back pedal and make the catch. And as an old shortstop, you know, once you get the beat on the ball, anything you can get to, take it. That was always my mindset when I was a shortstop. You know, I don't know, 50 years ago or however long ago that was. But that was a well-played ball there by Dalton Farron going deep into the outfield, getting that pop-up.
That brings up Josh Moore with runners on first and second. Stay tuned later in the broadcast for the NCN for the Huskers Coaches Show, brought to you by United Healthcare. Here's Josh Moore. Count it 2-0.
And this has been really the first inning here where Davis has gotten behind in the count. Credit to the Haymakers for making some adjustments at the plate. Here you're seeing Josh Moore getting ahead in the count 2-0.
3-0 count for Moore. Runners on first and second. Davis has to be careful to not load the bases, as Moore's shown great poise so far in the box.
And kind of feel like Moore's taking this pitch no matter what. Coming back with the 3-1 count, even if you do take a strike.
Runners on first, second. Here's the 3-0. Drops in. That ball had a little English on it. Is that strike 1?
That was right at the letters there, the jersey. Still a really nice count if you're a batter here for Josh Moore. Head 3-1.
Here's Davis, kicks, deals 3-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2 for Moore. And Davis is working his way back potentially.
Yeah, just great command. Colts showing there, working the outer half of the strike zone. Once again, throwing away from a left-handed batter this time.
Keep in mind there is still 1 out, so there is still an opportunity for, you know, a conventional double play, but as that ball swung on and fouled away.
Credit Moore staying alive. Big first baseman going down and fouling that one off.
Josh Moore now sitting at a full count. Originally starting at a 3-0, Davis worked his way back, and now here's the full count. Ball fouled away. Moore tried to get a piece of it. Was a little late on his timing there. But a good job to protect the plate from Moore. Count remains at full.
Yeah, and as a hitter, as a batter, that's really what you're up there to do, is to extend the at-bat, force the pitcher to execute one more pitch until you get something you feel that you can drive or work with. Oh.
And that is strike three. Moore thought it was outside, but the ump said differently. Moore sits down. That's 2 away for the Bombers.
A little bit of a change up there as you saw that ball start well off the plate, then work itself in left to right. It looked to me like it ended right down the middle of the pipe. That's a good side view of it there, and I think you're seeing a little bit more of, you know, number 19, Josh Moore, kicking himself, thinking, oh, that went right down the middle.
And Davis has got to be feeling good about himself after that pitch. You know, he was firing him in the zone. You knew, is there strike one? Swung on and missed. But like I was saying, Davis knew and Moore knew that he had to throw him right down the middle. What he didn't prepare for, however, was the speed of the pitch.
Yeah, that
Moore was just caught.
That was a gritty sequence there from Davis, getting down 3-0, 3 balls, 0 strikes, working back to get the no swing strikeout.
Tries to steal at third.
Oh.
The ball gets away. You're lucky that wasn't for Moore. Coach hobbling off a little bit.
Gage Allen had to go. It had to be bang bang, but he went down to try and scoop it. Couldn't get the handle on it, the snow cone on it. Credit the double steal here for the Haymakers. And once again, this is one of those situations, Andrew, where, you know, you could cut the lead in half, or, you know, Bombers could get themselves out of trouble again and go into the dugout still up 6 runs.
And Bombers have an opportunity with 2 runners in scoring position as Ben Kirkland is staring down a 1-2. Davis trying to work his way out of a jam at the top of the 4th. Trying to not cut that lead in half, like you said. Swung on and fouled.
Kirkland's not afraid to get the old lumber off the shoulder. Saw him take a pretty good swing on the very first pitch there. You saw another one, fouling it off. But now he's got to protect, as you mentioned, down in the count, 1-2, 2 outs. You don't want to get caught watching here for that 3rd and final out.
Kirkland looking at a 1-2. Swung on a line drive.
Got it.
And that's called fair. Called fair by the officials, and that brings in both runs and extra bases, and he goes for 3rd after the error from
Look
the
out.
outfield.
He's
And here
gonna
comes
score.
again. Could this be an
Oh,
in-the-park
no.
home run? I think it is. Oh, my goodness. Would you look at that?
Oh, my goodness, Andrew. Just a fantastic job of defensive hitting there from Ben Kirkland. He knew he had to protect. He took one on the outside half of the plate, just rode it right down the line. Perfect placement there for that double and the 2 RBI. Overthrow, scoots in to score, cuts the lead in half. What an at-bat. We just talked about the gritty performance from Davis, you know, down in the count, working a strikeout. How about Kirkland down in the count, hitting that double, and then staying with it? You saw the wheels as well. Great base running behind the hitting. Gets himself, as you mentioned, an unorthodox in-the-park home run.
And after a pair of errors from the Bombers, the lead is now cut in half. As that brings up Cade Reeser. And great awareness from Kirkland. You know, the couple of wild throws, Kirkland kept his head up, and, you know, he took 2nd, and he goes, oh, now he takes 3rd, and oh my goodness, he couldn't. There's no way. And all the way around, the very unconventional, you know, in the park home run. But
yeah,
great awareness from Kirkland indeed.
And we mentioned it after the double steal. It just felt like a big moment in this game where the Haymakers could actually make some hay and get back on the board here, or get on the board, cut the lead in half. And I guess Kirkland just kind of took all matters into his own hands there, scooting himself all the way around, as you see kind kind of a lazy swing there, and another strikeout for Colt Davis to end this fourth inning.
And that'll be the end of the top of the fourth. Reeser sits down on 3 strikes after the in-the-park home run. We'll be back with more Corn Belt baseball here on News Channel Nebraska.
At Farmers Pride, we are proud to work with agricultural producers, commercial businesses, and homeowners. As a farm supply and grain marketing cooperative, we are proud to serve the region's needs of grain, feed, agronomy, energy, and transportation for over 80 years. We help the farmers who feed the world by providing the people, products, and programs to deliver solutions for our customers' success. Farmers Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
J.J. Isaac in field. Seymour Smith Park. Bottom of the fourth inning. The Bombers are down. Andy, I believe you have some trivia for us.
Yes, we do. Presented by the Nebraska Brewing Company, first class in every glass. Who was the Omaha-born St. Louis Cardinal great that was named the National League MVP in 1968? This is a trivia question for you, Andrew. I hope you're a Cardinals fan. Is it Ozzie Smith, Bob Gibson, or Stan Musial? I can let you chew on it a little bit here. We can get back to it after a little break.
And, you know, if I were to give a guess, I would have to say Bob Gibson just from the name association. But, you know, more of my fandom stems from Broad Street in Philadelphia. So not St. Louis just quite, but.
Well, you got it right there. Bob Gibson was the answer. Just a fabulous career there for the St. Louis Cardinals. That year, he was not only the National League MVP, he was the Cy Young, and I think he might have been the World Series MVP too. He had a run there of about 4 or 5 seasons where no one could touch him from the mound. Nasty stuff, and as you mentioned, an Omaha native.
First pitch, bottom of the fourth, and that's ball 1. Hayden Crawford still on the mound. Pitching his second inning as a reliever. And there is a ground ball to short.
Uh-oh.
Wild pitch. Another error from the infield. And he could tag him, and he got him out.
Got him.
He wasn't paying attention.
Oh, but we're going to have might be Micah Blackman there, the first base coach, saying, look, that should have been a dead ball. Didn't we have time there to kind of walk back? I don't know if Blue ever gave time. They're talking about it right now. But you're seeing Madsen stay on first base here. We're going to have a little bit of a meeting down there as the home umpire is going to walk down there as well, talk things over.
Definitely an odd situation. Madsen, you know, stepped off the bag, ran through it, and from what they assumed would be a dead ball,
but
Haymakers were, I mean, good heads-up play by the Haymakers if it were to stand as an out.
So he turned his head right, but he turned his body left as he walked back, and you're kind of told if you turn left like that, you kind of make yourself available, and they're going to stick with that original call. They punched him out. You got to turn yourself right, not turn left like you might be thinking about taking second base there. Just a little bit of an error on the base path to start things off here for the Bombers.
Good heads-up baseball from the Haymakers. As that puts away the first out, here's a ground ball over to second. Play on to first. A 4-3 play, and that gets the second out.
Ben Kirkland, once again, man who just had the at-bat of the game for the Haymakers, scooping it up over there at second base. Nice little toss.
And that brings up Carson Wright out of Dodge City. With 2 down, no one on base. Here's Crawford.
Ooh, that was close. I tell you what.
And if you're Crawford right now, you have to be a little bit relieved with how things have been going for you this inning. You know, we might get to see another one.
All right.
Here's the 1-0. Right down the pipe. That's strike one. Just to let you guys know, this fourth inning sponsor is brought to you by John Henry's, our family, serving yours. There's another pitch to the inside. Count's going to work its way to 2-1.
Carson Wright being awfully selective right here for the Bombers, taking this at bat, not swinging the bat yet, just taking every single pitch thus far.
Crawford lays it right over the middle, just a tad high. Looked good, but like I said, the umpire's got the best view down there.
His buddy, catcher Jason Bishop, tried to square that one up for him, bring it back into the zone. Blue thought better of it.
Crawford once more. There's a strike he was looking for. As now Wright is looking at a full count.
All right, Wright. You've watched 5 pitches go by. You should have a pretty good beat on it. Timing should be on.
Crawford kicks, deals. There's a pop-up to the shortstop. Gets right under it. Easy grab. That'll be the third out for the Haymakers. And we'll be right back with some more Corn Belt baseball on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Certified Piedmontese Beef, Real Nebraska Beef, Region 4 Behavioral Health System, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services, and by Schaefer's. We're more than just TVs and appliances.
Top of the 5th inning here. J.J. Isaacson Field, Seymour Smith Park. Haymakers are going to get another shot at the plate.
Boy, and the field's just in fantastic shape, and we've really been treated to some really good baseball last 2 or 3 weeks here with the Corn Belt League. And I'll tell you what, if it hadn't been for some bad luck there, Colt Davis has been cruising for the Bombers, but couple pitches got away from him, and then some inopportune things on the base path. That is, if you're a Bombers fan, but give Kirkland a lot of credit. The second baseman with that down the right field line double, couple throwing errors, got himself home.
A very unconventional way to put up those runs, just some bad luck. And, you know, most of these things are out of Davis's controls. Here's a ground ball to second. Over to first, and there's out number 1.
And from what I've seen and heard of Colt Davis, right there, that's his bread and butter. The low strike generates so many ground balls, really uses his infield, his defense to his advantage. You saw right there to get the first out here in the 5th.
And here comes Jake Eltis, the shortstop.
Leadoff man here for the Haymakers.
First pitch in, 1-0.
Boy, kind of felt like he wanted to take a hack, a swing at that one. That's good plate disciplined.
And there's a pop-up. There's Davis under it. And there's out number 2.
Kind of joking around with his buddies there in the dugout, saying, no, I'll go ahead and help myself. I can play a little defense, too, here. I don't need a second baseman or first baseman to make all the plays for me.
Gets in and does a little bit of it himself, indeed. As now that brings up Jackson Doty. Doty looking down the diamond with 2 away. Haymakers haven't had much of an opportunity.
Curveball gets away just a little bit there from Davis. Doty, powerful left fielder here tonight for the Haymakers, batting in the 2-hole. And we've seen it last few weeks, Andrew. There's been some 2-out rallies at J.J. Isaacson Field, so you never know. You want to take every single at bat. You know, like there's runners in, you know, like it might be your last at bat, all that stuff. Keep that focus just as if some guy was on third base or second base.
That last pitch came in whistling into the ground. 2-0 is the count. Dottie has a chance to potentially, there's a fly ball that will be fouled away. Doty has a potential to keep those, like you were saying in these past couple of days, those 2-out runs.
Yeah, 2-out rallies, and you never know what's going to spark it. And, you know, you never would have thought the Haymakers would have scored 3 runs with 2 outs the way they did the past inning. So get yourself on base, kickstart your offense.
And here's the 2-1, has the Haymakers luck run out. And there's a fly ball to center field, and that'll end the inning. And the Bombers, quick 1-2-3. After 3 plays from the infield and the inning, we'll be back with more Corn Belt baseball.
The Heart and Vascular team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the Faith difference.
Bottom of the 5th inning here. Bombers have another opportunity to try to extend their lead. Haymakers sat down on 1-2-3 quick outs after some tremendous infield play, even coming from Davis. Now the leadoff hitter for the Bombers, we're looking at Nick Barnett, the first baseman and outfielder from Wayne State, repping the Wayne State colors. We really can't let go of the colors thing.
No, I think a little bit of that's by design. You know, they get to wear the same cleats and hat and have it all match up. Look good, feel good, play good, right?
It does look good. I will give them that. Crawford still on the mound. First pitch. Strike 1. There's the pitch, swung on and missed from Barnett. Strike 2. Crawford looking to pick up a strikeout here with the leadoff batter.
Boy, you like to see that if, you know, you're a Haymakers fan, your pitcher getting ahead in the count to start off an inning.
Now here's the 0-2, kick steals. Ball in the dirt, 1-2.
And that's okay, right? We mentioned it earlier. You get ahead in the count like that, 0-2, go ahead, throw one away, try out your curveball, you know.
It's really your opportunity to try just about anything. There's a pop-up to first base, and right under it, making the grab, we have Josh Moore coming up with the first out for the Haymakers. As now that brings up number 16 for the Bombers, Gage Allen. And a good play from Moore, getting under the ball and putting the squeeze on it. First pitch, called strike.
Excellent pitch. Even if Allen would have pulled the trigger on there. I don't know if he could have done much with it because it was in on his hands. Nice inside strike.
Crawford. Wow, look at that. As Allen tried to check his swing, I'm just going to call it. That's 0-2. Now here's Crawford, 0-2. And just to let you folks know, this fifth inning sponsor is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Now here's the 1-2. Crawford has more ability to kind of play around with those pitches as that one's inside. We'll tie it up at 2.
Those last two, he has not missed by much, Andrew. Really like his command right now, his placement. As you mentioned, you get ahead in the count, go ahead and see if you can get a guy fishing or chasing something out of the zone. I tell you what, they're right there. So, I mean, if I'm a batter, I might even be thinking protect because those could be called a strike.
Crawford once more. There's a ground ball, second base. Throws it over to first.
Ooh.
And he's safe.
Kirkland knew he had to put a little extra on it, especially he caught it so deep in the hole there. Come up throwing through his first baseman off the bag. Runner able to sneak in there.
So Gage Allen with a ground ball base hit after looking at 2 strikes. And now he sits on first.
Going to bring up Tyson McAlexander, and he's going to be playing for us July 3rd. We're going to be covering a game Monday. That's going to be online only, but then we're going to be playing the replay on July 4th, the 2nd. It's a special game, the Military War Dogs. It's a traveling military team, and the reason Mr. McAlexander is going to be representing kind of an all-star squad for the Corn Belt League is because his father, his uncle, his grandfather, one of his family members was in the military. So kind of a special event, and how fitting on 4th of July weekend.
Absolutely. You got to love the country pride representation. Of course, we give thanks and respect to all those who have served, especially with the upcoming 4th of July holiday.
Yep. And once again, we go live. We go live Monday evening, 6:55, like, you know, our normal broadcast on a Thursday night. And then we're going to be replaying that for you over the airwaves, on TV, cable, wherever you get it, Dish Network, 2 p.m., July 4th. How fitting. That's perfect.
Now here's the 2-1. And he tries to go on second, and he's safe. Allen gets into second for the steal.
I believe that was Braden Schmeckpepper behind the plate. He did a heck of a job getting his glove up, corralling it, and putting a pretty good throw down to second, making things interesting.
After the steal at second, here's a 3-1, fouled back.
Ouch. Hit the old crow's nest just right to the right of us up here.
Well, that's why we got windows in front of us, you know.
Got the old plexiglass helping us out.
It's not invincible, but it'll help.
You're exactly right. Obvious hit and run was on there as the runner was going in the back half of your screen. Alexander is swinging all the way.
And that is strike 3 after the full count. Sits down Tyson Alexander, and that'll be the second out for the Haymakers, bringing on Cade Davis.
Now we can make the brother-to-brother reference. Colt from the dugout saying, come on, Cade, help me out. Get me one more insurance run. You talk to those pitchers. You got them 3 runs, they want one more. You get them 4, they want another one. It never ends with those guys.
Now we finally get to say Cade Davis's name as he's up on the mound. Runner on second, 2 away. And the first pitch hit right into shortstop, not for very long. His time to shine was very brief, as that's the 3rd out for the Haymakers. As we will move to the top of the 6th, we'll be back after a quick break. This is Corn Belt Baseball on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Custom Sports. Represent your school and look good doing it with Custom Sports.
What does farming mean to you? For most, it's hard work, dedication, and livelihood. Unfortunately, that also comes with risk. At Nebraska Crop Insurance in Beatrice, they know the non-stop dedication involved to keep your family protected from that risk and ensure their livelihood. Not only do they know everything about the coverage you need, they're also farmers themselves. So protect what means the most to you with the agent who knows what it means to be a farmer. Nebraska Crop Insurance, 615 Dorsey Street in Beatrice.
We're back here, top of the 6th inning. Colt Davis still on the mound, no pitcher change yet. We got the Bombers over the Haymakers 6-3.
Yeah, Colt Davis done a really nice job tonight with his location, throwing a lot of strikes. Once again, using his defense to his advantage. So many ground balls scattered, peppered throughout here tonight. And that also puts a little pressure on your defense, but that's why they're out there. That's why those infielders are put in place to help that old pitching staff out.
They've definitely made Colt Davis's job a lot easier today, leading off Dane Small for the Haymakers. As the right fielder looks that first one through, count 1-0.
That must have just been just off the plate because that looked pretty good from back here.
Here's the 1-0. Takes a hack at it, but pulls back. Doesn't matter anyway, as that ball was right down the middle. 1-1.
And it looked like a carbon copy of that first pitch, just a little further inside. So 3 straight fastballs here from Davis.
That one glazed the outside of the plate there. Now we're looking at a 2-1. Davis kicks, deals. Nothing. 3-1 for Dane Small. Small has an opportunity here to get a rally going for the Haymakers, only down 3 runs. As he takes ball 4 and will step on first.
I'll tell you what, every single one of those fastballs was on the outer half or on the just outside the plate. Davis never got away from that fastball, and every single one of them just stayed out there on him. Let's see if he makes a little bit of adjustment with Ryan Golden here.
So no outs, runner on first. Golden will get his chance here. Takes a hack at it. That'll be strike 1.
A bit of a check swing there. Almost looked like he got what he was looking for, but wasn't expecting it.
Here's Davis. The 0-1. That ball's hit high up into right center field. And under it, the right fielder makes the out. And that's 1 down for the Bombers.
And right there it was. Colt Davis got ahead in the count, comes back with that changeup. Looked like a little bit of a curveball. Totally confused the batter. Got underneath of it for that lazy pop-up. Can of corn. Got that first out. Once again, Andrew using his defense.
And that's the highlight, especially for the Bombers tonight, is their defensive play. Part of the reason why Colts is still out there on the mound here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, pretty routine, but I'll tell you what, good routine baseballs. We have a base runner here.
It looks like the ball just got away from Einzel and rolled into center field, and that'll go as a steal for the Haymakers.
Yes, it will. Look like the throw might have been in time, but a little low, as you mentioned there, got underneath the leather. Fairly safe at second base.
Here's a 1-0. Now we're at a 2-0. As Drew Miller is working his way into the count. Davis with a 2-0. There's a ground ball, fouled off.
He turned on the pitch that he wanted, just couldn't straighten it out.
And stick around for the post game, brought to you by USAVE Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. Davis at a 2-1. Miller check swing, doesn't really matter. Right down the middle, strike two.
Yeah, that was a well-placed pitch right there. That was a no-doubt strike.
2-2 for Drew Miller. One away for the Bombers. Runner on second. Here's the pitch from Davis.
And he's been having trouble with that fastball, hasn't he? It's been staying outside on him really this entire sixth inning. Miller doing a nice job getting back out in front, filling this count up.
So Miller now staring at a full count. Davis, like you said, having trouble controlling those last couple of pitches as he wanted them more inside, but here's the full count pitch. Got what he wanted that time, swung and missed from Miller, strike three.
And you see the velocity still there for Davis as Miller was behind the fastball for the strikeout. Boy, that's what you like to see from your starting pitcher, Colt Davis. We get late into a game, you still got that heat on your fastball.
Davis scrapes up a K for the second out. Haymakers with the runner in scoring position. There's a shot, fly ball right field. Easy can of corn under it. And that's the third out for the Bombers as we will move to the bottom of the sixth inning. We'll be back with more Corn Belt baseball on NCN.
There is a hometown touch, USAVE Pharmacy. When we say you save, we mean you save. All part of the hometown touch, where you always feel free to ask. There is a hometown touch, USAVE Pharmacy.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us, supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Back here, bottom of the sixth inning. Score hasn't changed. Bombers still on top of the Haymakers 6-3. As it looks like the Haymakers have brought on a new pitcher. That's number 5, Alec Villanueva. Villanueva will get his relief debut here for the Haymakers. It'll be his 4th pitcher.
Haymakers had to get into their bullpen early in that first inning, had to go to the bullpen. So we've seen a number of pitchers. See, we saw 4 pitchers by the 4th inning. You don't always see that, but that was the case for the Haymakers. But they were able to chip away and get back in this one. Now it's in the hands of Villanueva. Can he, kind of stop the bleeding, keep it where it's at? Because 3 runs, you can make that up. You feel like 4, 5, 6. Well, now we're getting kind of a tall task at hand.
And those runs, granted, came off of a plethora of errors from the Bombers, couple of wild throws that the Haymakers were able to take advantage of. But like you said, now it's all up to Villanueva, like you said, to stop that bleeding and hopefully try to get a couple more runs now, which is somewhat more manageable, only being back by 3.
You're exactly right. And Kirkland did a heck of a job, the man with those 2 RBIs, but then was able to scoot himself around there later in the game. What was that, the 5th inning for the Haymakers? But, a couple errors, those are killers, and that's what happened. That allowed for another unearned run to come across for the Haymakers and get back into this one.
And leading off for the Bombers, just trying to break this thing open. As that pitch is up in the air. Josh Poston for the Bombers. Looks at a 1-0. Villanueva. Now with a 2-0 count.
Got to bring that down. You got to bring that down.
After a couple pitches high in the zone, 2-0 for Villanueva. As that ball was just low and hits the backstop. Just like to remind you folks, this sixth inning is brought to you by Sartor Hammond. Stop into their Lincoln or Grand Island locations and help your jewelry dreams come true.
At Sauter Heyman, they're also with us throughout our football and basketball coverage. Really appreciate those guys. As you mentioned, in Lincoln and GI, Grand Island, we do a number of Tri-City games, whether it's Grand Island, Kearney, or Hastings, throughout really all seasons.
And that is Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
There's a good comeback pitch. The young man, Alec Villanueva, after he registers a walk, comes right back with that fastball for that opening strike.
Dalton Farron is now up to bat, looking down at an 0-1. Villanueva gets himself a second strike, so Villanueva's taking advantage of the count.
And tonight's shortstop for the Bombers, Farron, finds himself in a hole. 0-2.
And there's another count sitting at 0-2. Stay tuned after the game for our top play of the game, brought to you by Currency. There's the 0-2 ground ball to second. Potential double play here. Scoops it, gets to second. Gets the out at second, but unable to scoop it, throw it over to first. That'll register as a fielder's choice.
I think I'm okay with that, Jake. Elstesti didn't feel comfortable making the transition, trying to fire one over there to first base. And we've seen a couple pass balls, overthrows down to first base. You know what? Let's just take our out, keep everything in front of us here.
And I think that's exactly right, Andy. You know, trying to preserve just what could be another potential wild throw like we've seen many times tonight.
Right.
Made the smart play instead of trying to be the hero. But
Yep.
like you said, it could reward him in the end. We'll see.
Enzo looks at that opening pitch strike. You got to like that about Villanueva. He's coming in. He's getting on top of these batters, getting ahead in the count here, past couple at bats.
Einzel. Stare down the 1-1.
Going to have a little discussion here. Schmeck Pepper wants to talk to his relief pitcher, and you see Alec with that real quick delivery, and it's a little bit of a sidearm too. So a lot of different things are happening here, and these catchers for the Haymakers, they've seen a number of different arms, different deliveries here this evening.
You got to wonder what Schmeck Pepper's words were exchanging with Villanueva. You know, he's starting off on the mound. He's got to be patient, slow down, try to find a consistency. And there's a high fly ball to left field, but that one is fouled away.
See, and I like that from head coach Wes King of the Bombers. You're ahead 3 runs. You got a base runner on board, another relief pitcher, so you're deep into the bullpen here of the Haymakers. Try and make some of your own luck. Go with the hit and run there. I tell you what, Aaron Einzel was all over that one. Had he been able to straighten it out and rip it down the third baseline.
Einzel definitely trying to be selective with his pitches as that one's way in the air. Tries to go for second, and he's got the steal. Throw just wasn't quite in time, as now the Bombers are in scoring position. There's a ball ripped into center field. Caught, easy play. There's the second out.
But after the stolen base, though, Bombers do have a man in scoring position here. Nice little opportunity for Camden Madsen. Another one of these Wayne State Wildcats for the Bombers has a chance for another RBI, one of those insurance runs.
And folks, stay tuned after the game. See who the player of the game is. Brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center. With a runner in scoring position. First pitch, registers a strike.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like catcher Schmeckpepper wanted to talk to Villanueva. He wanted to kind of talk about his calls. You know, he had something inside and he lined up his mitt looked like it was on the outside of the plate. So obviously, catcher was thinking something different was going to be delivered home. I wonder if that might have been part of the discussion. Like, when I have this, you know, combination of fingers down, what do you think that call is? Because we got to get that right.
There's strike two. And here's the 0-2 for Villanueva. Almost check swings there. Ball outside. The count will move to 1-2. This broadcast is brought to you by Piedmont's Beef, Italian heritage breed, Nebraska raised perfection, lean, tender, and delicious. There's the 1-2 ripped right into center field. And here comes the runner coming around from third as the Bombers score another run, going up 7-3 over the Haymakers.
There it was. That's how important the base running has been for the Bombers. Dalton Farron stealing that base, putting himself in scoring position, and Madsen getting down on a fastball and punching it right up through the middle of the infield. Good for that RBI as you had Farron running all the way with 2 outs.
Madsen picks himself up an RBI, bringing in Farron, and that brings up Jacob Aberg. With 2 outs away, where you were talking about those 2-out rallies, and they kind of just show for themselves right here, and Bombers picked up another run.
What's that saying? That's baseball.
You really do never know. As Jacob Aberg, you know, very well could hit it out of the park.
Ooh, said he gets hit.
But he gets hit instead. I mean, really makes no difference, puts him on. That brings up Carson Wright.
That bumps another base runner over to second, scoring position for the Bombers. So you get something, you know, shallow in the outfield or punch one through the infield. And pretty good chance that's going to work out as another run batted in.
First pitch works its way outside. Count 1-0. Runners on first and second. There's a solid hit into left field. Does that stay down? It does. Here comes a runner around from third. Potentially a 2-run shot. And here comes a runner from third once more to put up another run. And that's in. So 2 runs. A 2-run RBI, and like I said, those 2-out rallies.
I told you, Andrew, look out for those 2-out rallies in the Corn Belt League.
And so now the Bombers with a commanding 9-3 run lead.
Man, what a shot right there from Wright, ripping that one into left field. Stand-up double. Gets the 2 RBIs, moves the runner all the way from first base. And yeah, you know, when you have those 2 outs, obviously you're going on the pitch if you're a base runner, so you can be a little bit more aggressive. And that's where you can see some of these things kind of manifest themselves on the base path all the way around to home. And now this one kind of feels a little bit out of reach for the Haymakers. They could have kept it within 3 or 4 runs. You felt much better about it going into that 7th and final inning.
Right, you are in Villanueva having a conversation with Schmeckpepper, and there's a wild pitch.
Got to cover. He's got to get home.
And Wright's going to sit on third. Villanueva had to get home there potentially for, I mean, you never know. Wright could have turned his head and went, but decides to stay on third.
That's going to allow for your cleanup hitter, big Nick Barrett, another one of these Wayne State Wildcats.
Here's Barrett.
And this is not where you want to be with the 4-hole cleanup hitter, you know, in the box with a count like 2-0 and a base runner on third.
Villanueva has to be careful here to get himself out of a jam. There's strike one.
Nice pitch. Good comeback pitch.
So from a 2-0 count, Villanueva finds his groove, gets in that first strike, as they're just one out away from ending the damaging inning. And that one's inside, count 3-1. So Villanueva has to be careful. And when you're Barnett, you know these next couple of pitches are going to just come right down the middle, so why not try to take a swing at it?
Unless they don't, and you get a free pass to first base.
Villanueva seeming to have a little bit of trouble. His confidence is definitely shaken after those last 3 runs. We've got runner on the corners here. Allen up to bat for the Bombers.
Gage Allen, the third baseman here tonight for the Bombers, did a really nice job defensively. Here gets an opportunity at the plate to do some damage offensively.
Runner goes. They're just going to let him go here. So now we have 2 runners in scoring position. Allen has an opportunity to keep this 2-out rally alive.
Yeah, and when your big cleanup hitter, such as Barnett, as you saw right there, gets an opportunity for a free stolen base, he's going to take that stat.
And Villanueva has to cover home here after the wild pitch. And with ease, it almost looked too easy for Carson Wright getting in there, putting up yet another run for the Bombers with a 10-3 lead.
And I think all this damage has been done with 2 outs. That's really what it's been about, is getting that third key final out has been just real difficult for the Haymakers here tonight.
And there is a solid hit to left field, as this could be the third and final out for the Haymakers, and it is caught and brought in. Finally ending the inning for the Haymakers as the Bombers put up 4. We'll be back with the top of the 7th here at NCN.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings, and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
We're back here, top of the 7th inning. The Bombers have brought on a new pitcher, finally giving Colt Davis a much-needed break. Colt Davis only letting 3 runs come through for the Haymakers, as now we take a look at Aiden Erbaum.
And only 2 of them were earned runs, I believe. Aiden Erbaum, he had a couple fantastic games that we broadcasted last year. Young man of Ceresco, Nebraska, played his high school ball for Raymond Central.
Now spending his college years at Dakota State University, as he'll be the relief pitcher here for the Bombers at the top of the 7th as the Haymakers. Leading off is number 19 for the Haymakers, Josh Moore. And Urban will get his chance here to try to put this game away after it was just blown open in a 2-out rally in the bottom of the 6th. Putting up 4 runs. And that ball is popped up, third base. Makes the squeeze, 1 out on the first pitch.
Couldn't ask for a better start if your Urbom gets brought in for the save opportunity. 1 pitch, 1 out.
And that will bring up for the Haymakers, number 12, Ben Kirkland.
He had something to do with those 3 runs, I think.
First pitch, and for a strike, 0-1. And stay tuned after the game for our coaches' post-game interview, brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism.
Urbom, a hard-throwing right-handed pitcher.
And here's the 1-1 for Urbom. He definitely has that heat you can see in its windup.
Yes.
He has a very unique release that almost looked like he's dropping the ball like right from the top of his head, almost like you're throwing a football.
He's maximizing everything he has by getting over top of the ball. You know, he's not the tallest pitcher out there, and it's definitely a different release angle than what we saw of the starting pitcher, Colt Davis, who gave the Bombers 6 really good, solid innings here tonight.
And Urbom stepping in to fill those shoes as a reliever here in the top of the 7th. Breaking ball. Grazes the top of the plate.
You always like it as a relief pitcher, closer, going in there for the save, and you got a 7-run cushion to kind of work with.
I'd say a save is definitely likely in his favor, but we have seen some pretty crazy stuff today.
Yes, we have. Really got to like that junk that he can also work with in Urbom. Yes, he has a nice fastball, but we've seen his changeup. We've seen his breaking ball. He keeps these batters off balance, especially coming in relief for someone they've already seen 2, 3, 4 times tonight.
Kirkland takes a hack, fouled away. And the count stays at 2-2. Folks, we just want to remind you this 7th inning is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital. Experience excellence at Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their priority. Here's the 2-2.
Oh.
And just not something you want to see for the Haymakers. Strike 3.
Dropped it in there right for a strike. You had to swing at it, but the late movement definitely fooled the batter.
And just absolute filth coming from that pitch. As Urbom delivered, and Kirkman bit.
Reeser behind the fastball, and he got Urbom getting ahead in the count here again. Real nice job in this save position. That was a completely different windup. You notice how he comes over the top. Usually that kind of gives it away that it might be a changeup, might be a breaking ball. That time, quick, compact delivery, but he is low with the fastball.
And when you're Reeser, you have to really try to adjust to see what he's doing. And
he's so violent with that follow-through, that kick. He's thrown his own hat off a couple of times here, coming off the rubber.
That's a 1-2 for Urbom. Cade Reeser with 2 outs, trying to keep the inning alive. Strike 3, swung on and missed. Urbom getting it done for the Bombers as we'll move to the bottom of the 2nd. We'll be back with more Corn Belt baseball after the break.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Certified Piedmontese Beef, Real Nebraska Beef, Region 4 Behavioral Health System, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services, and by Schaefer's. We're more than just TVs and appliances.
Claybaugh Pharmacy provides you with all the pharmacy options a person would need. As a full-service pharmacy, we give you all the traditional options, but also have the modern technology to maintain your profiles. Maybe you're busy. Head to clayballpharmacy.com. Click on Online Refills to get your prescriptions filled from the convenience of your home. Claybaugh Pharmacy and Gift Shop, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Whether you play on a field or play on a court or are running to greatness, during the game and after the game, during the wins and during the losses, Agri City Insurance has you covered. Here to help you insure what matters most. Agri City Insurance.
At Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk, their focus is on you. As the leading provider of optometry with advanced diagnostics and equipment, they can ensure your eye health is their top priority. A quick glance at their frame area will show you that you can have style as well as function, with plenty of frames to choose from. Their mission is to educate patients and provide cutting-edge technology and exceptional service with personalized care. Come to Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk to clearly see the difference. Why? Because your eyes deserve it.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. The big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
The postgame show on NCN is brought to you by You Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
Thank you, Andrew. We're just down the third base line. I'm with winning head coach Wes King of the Bombers. Your boys played a really good game here tonight. I liked how your offense got things going early. Well, how did that impact the game here tonight?
Hey, it did. They had great at-bats at the plate. They were patient, made the other pitcher work a little bit, timely hitting, and that's what pays off.
Davis might not have had like demanding stuff like where it's overpowering hittings, but he made the pitches when he needed to. Colt Davis did, and he also used his defense. What does that type of performance do for your team night in, night out?
Oh, it keeps the defense on their toes, keeps them ready. We had some great defensive plays. Carson Wright throws a guy out from right field trying to score, making plays up the middle. Gage Allen made some great plays coming forward. He threw a lot of strikes. He kept the zone full, and that's what helps us win.
We mentioned just before we went on camera here, you guys last played Tuesday, fell to the Black Sox. Haymakers played earlier today. Did that go into any of the game plan, knowing that they already played earlier today and you guys were coming off a little bit of a break?
Oh, no, not really. I mean, these are all college kids. They're all doing this, and they're all really good at it. We just have a plan. We're sticking to our plan for the season, and we're letting the kids do it all.
And what part of that plan did you guys really execute tonight to get the W, to get back on those winning track?
Patience at the plate and throwing strikes and play defense behind it.
And what has to continue? Just more of the same?
The same thing every night.
Coach, thank you for time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's bring in our player of the game, Carson Wright. Real good night at the plate.
Thank you.
2 hits, double, 2 runs scored. Pretty good job. What were you seeing out there?
You know, I was just trying to be on time with the fastball, you know, being patient at the plate early on. You know, they were getting a lot of us free at-bats and had to be patient and get what I can get.
Now, you came from kind of a powerhouse program, I'd like to call it, Bellevue West. What's that like playing so close to home here in the Corn Belt League, where you probably have a lot of fans come out each and every night to see you?
Yeah, it's fun. You know, it's great playing at home. Traveled last summer and wanted to be at home and playing with some friends from Bellevue West, Cam and Gage, and, you know, it's great team chemistry and it's a lot of fun.
Now, you had a good night at the plate, but you also had that assist from right field where you scooped it perfectly and you rifled it home, plate the plate. It's what every right fielder dreams about. Walk me through that play.
You know, I was playing a little bit in, didn't want to get burned, but was coming in, saw it, you know, had to give it my best throw. Kept it on a line, just let it eat. That's all you got to do.
And I was thoroughly impressed with Colt Davis here tonight. I mean, he had 4 strikeouts, 6 inning pitched. Just real consistent, but man, he used his defense. What does that do to your mindset as you take the field?
It's really awesome. Colt threw really well tonight. The whole team played really well. It's a lot of fun playing behind him, and we're just going to keep things rolling.
What do you got to do to keep things rolling, keep on this winning path?
You know, stay locked into the plate. Don't give freebies away early. You know, score when we can, take what we can get, and just keep playing bomber ball. That's all we can do.
Bomber ball indeed. Carson, congratulations on a great game and the victory.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You betcha. All right, Andrew, let's send it back up to you in the booth to wrap this one up.
Thank you, Andy. Really appreciate it. We reached the end of the game here. The Bombers with a commanding Mercy Rule win over the Haymakers, 10-3. Let's go ahead and take a look at our top plays brought to you by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Visit gocurrency.com. And we'll take a look here at the top plays. To open it up, Tyson Alexander walked, and that eventually led to the Bombers' 2-0 lead in the 3rd inning. And now moving on into the 3rd inning, Haymakers try to score on a single, and Cade Ritchie called out at home as he tried to get the steal here on an advancement. He got tagged just in time. That was later in the 3rd inning. Dalton Farron, a 2 RBI double, and that eventually extended the Bombers' lead 5-0. And now moving into the 4th inning, this is where we saw that crazy thing going on with the Haymakers. Kirkland fires one in, a 3-run inside the park home run. Bombers took the score, got on the board for the first time, 6-3. Granted, that would be the only runs that they would score after a pair of wild throws eventually led to an in-the-park home run from Kirkland. Now moving into the 6th inning, it started off with Madison's RBI single, scores, brings in Farron. The Bombers will take the 7-3 lead, and then we have Wright with a 2-run double, and that gave the Bombers the 9-3 lead when they really started to bust things open. And that's really when the Bombers started to take things away. And this is our last out of the game. A strikeout for the man who originally brought the 3 runs for the Haymakers. Can't get it done. As that concludes our ball game, as the Bombers come out on top in the end, 10-3 over the Haymakers. We'd like to thank you folks for tuning in to tonight's game on News Channel Nebraska. My name's Andrew Pfeiffer along with Andy Klassen. Have a good night, folks.
The first time I ever took prescription opioids is when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. I think I was 16 years old. I must have gotten a 30-day script. I took them all in 3 days. I was stealing from people, buying substances on the street. I look back at that time with a lot of shame. That's not who I am. Opioid use disorder is not a moral failing.
storefronts, pop-up shops, food trucks, and digital retail. The way we do business is ever-changing, and so are we. Madison County Bank's business lending team is constantly evolving to support and provide new information to our business and commercial customers. We understand that your business is truly unique. We are ready to find the business banking services that fit your needs best. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow.